Fine. So let's start with the today's newspaper analysis. Can you all see the newspaper on your screen now?
Yes, sir, it's very good.
Okay. Check. So newspaper is like a serial on television serial. Every day we know that new things are happening, which are of course linked with the yesterday's news. So here you can see Maldives and China have signed 20 pacts as Muizu meets Xi. As we all know that a new government has been elected in Maldives, and because of that only the India-Maldives relations has been triggered. Normally, whenever a new president of Maldives is elected, he first visits to India. His first, visit normally is to India, but this time he has broken that norm and he has broken that tradition and he visited to China. So as we have discussed that Maldives is becoming more closer to China in the new government, and they have signed some new 20 pacts. So that's what you can see. That is comprehensive strategic cooperative partnership has been signed between Maldives and China. So, as a UPSC aspirant in GS paper 3, there is one topic called policies and politics and agreements between two other countries, and if it is having an impact on India's interest, you need to know. तो GS पेपर 3 में टॉपिक है, अगर कोई दो देश के बीच में या कोई दो कंट्रीज के बीच में अगर कोई एग्रीमेंट साइन होता है, देन और उसका अगर इंडिया के इंटरेस्ट पे अगर कोई इफेक्ट होता है, then you need to know about it. Now, since Maldives is again a very, very important neighbor of India strategically, and that's why we need to keep an eye that what kind of agreements are being signed between Maldives and China. So just read this article to understand that how this partnership, economic partnership, which has been signed between China and Maldives, is going to impact on India. Now, next important international news is Yemen's Houthis launched largest Red Sea strike. As we all discussing for the last 1 week, that due to the Israel and Palestine war, the Yemen इस country के जो Houthis है, they are attacking the commercial vehicles which are going through Red Sea. Red Sea से जो पूरे दुनिया के जो commercial ships जाते हैं, उस पर attack किया जा रहा है. So it has launched the largest Red Sea strike yesterday, and United Nations Security Council is going to vote on this issue. So, what is United Nations Security Council? We have discussed in the basic class. It is a security agency of the United Nations, और इसकी जिम्मेवारी है कि दुनिया में इस तरीके के अगर कोई इश्यू होते हैं इंटरनेशनल लेवल पे, अगर कोई पीस रिलेटेड अगर इश्यू होता है या इस तरीके का अगर कोई इंटरनेशनल इश्यू आता है, देन वो उसको रोकने के लिए कोशिश करता है. तो वहां पर आज there will be a voting on this issue and action will be taken against this Houthi rebels who are targeting and who are pirating the commercial vehicles. So please read this whole article to understand how exactly this Yemen Houthis rebel issue is becoming an international issue now, and how United Nations Security Council will be discussing on this issue. So that's what you can say. The US draft resolution to be voted in United Nations Security Council obtained on late Tuesday. It says that at least 24 Houthi attacks are impeding global commerce and undermining navigational rights and freedoms as well as regional peace and security. तो ये जो हाउथी के जो स्ट्राइक्स हो रहे हैं इन कमर्शियल व्हीकल से, उसकी वजह से ग्लोबल ट्रेडिंग पे भी इम्पैक्ट हो रहा है. एट द सेम टाइम it is also creating problems with respect to regional peace and security. That is what is mentioned here. So please read this article. Now let's move to the next page. Modi Sarkar ki one more guarantee. I have asked to you to note down or make the list of these government schemes of the government. तो इससे पहले हमने 2-3 schemes के बारे में डिस्कस किया था. Today the government advertisement में आया हुआ है the scheme called Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana. This is specifically a scheme created for the skill development program in India. So empowering youth through skilling, this is what is the objective of this Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana. In GS paper 2, there is a topic called intervention in various sectors by the union and state government. welfare policies for the marginalized section of the society एक topic है. And mains exam point of view, you need to know what are issues associated with the design and implementation of that scheme. For prelims exam, you need to know what is प्रधान मंत्री कौशल विकास योजना, इसके क्या प्रोविजंस हैं, ये आपको देखना है. लेकिन मेंस एग्जाम पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू में, इज देयर एनी इश्यूज एसोसिएटेड विद द कौशल विकास योजना, लाइक इज देयर एनी इश्यूज एसोसिएटेड विद डिजाइन ऑफ द प्रधानमंत्री कौशल विकास योजना, और इज देयर एनी इश्यू एसोसिएटेड विद द कौशल विकास योजना. यस सागर, is there any problem associated with skill development program or skill India program? Because this Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana is popularly called as skill India program. तो इसको लेकर कोई issues हैं या नहीं है, या everything is fine?
No sir, certain issues are there sir.
Yes. So what can you tell me one or two issues associated with the skill development program in India?
यस सर, जो स्किल यूथ को दिया जा रहा है वो इज नॉट एज पर दी मार्केट ओरिएंटेड सर. जैसे कंपटीशन चल रहा है इसके हिसाब से यूथ को स्किल नहीं प्रोवाइड किया जा रहा है सर.
Okay. So as per the government claim, 1.1 crore and 50 lakh people have been trained under this Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana. Of course, training तो इनकी हो गई है, like more than 150 crore, the youth in India have been trained under this Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, but the employability rate is very low. So you can see only around 1% or maybe around 1.5% youth who have got training under this Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana have created employment, or they have got the jobs, or they have created their own employment. Government claims that this scheme is started for self-employment, but even in self-employment also, only around 1% to 1.5% youth who have got training under this Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana have got the opportunities. Now, what are the issues? अब ये क्यों हो रहा है? There are certain issues, of course, with the both aspect of the scheme. One is the issue is associated with the design of the scheme. ये जो पूरा जो डिजाइन था स्किल डेवलपमेंट या स्किल इंडिया प्रोग्राम का, उसको भी लेकर कुछ इश्यू है, एंड इम्प्लीमेंटेशन में तो बहुत सारे इश्यू. सो टुडे आई विल बी शेयरिंग विथ यू व्हाट आर द इश्यूज एसोसिएटेड विद द प्रधानमंत्री कौशल विकास योजना. Now I think we have discussed around 3 to 4 schemes in the last 1 week. Today I will be discussing this government scheme, the issues related to design and implementation. Now let's move on to the next page. All our political news on the first page. You can read it by yourself. European Union की एक न्यूज आई है that European Union carbon tax, India flags risk of trade information getting compromised. तो यूरोपियन यूनियन ने एक कार्बन टैक्स उन्होंने शुरू किया है. As per my experience for the last 4 to 5 years, every year in UPSC prelims exam, if any initiative is taken by the European Union, UPSC to ask the questions about it. तो यूरोपियन यूनियन के द्वारा अगर कोई इश्यू लिया या अगर कोई इनिशिएटिव लिया जाता है, देन उस पे क्वेश्चन पूछा जाता है. तो यू नीड टू नो अबाउट इट. व्हाट इज दिस यूरोपियन यूनियन कार्बन टैक्स? तो यूरोपियन यूनियन कार्बन टैक्स की वजह से इंडिया पे कुछ उसका इश्यू होने वाला है. दैट्स व्हाट you need to know as a UPSC aspirant. Got it? So please read this article. India has flagged concern relating to a sensitive and confidential trade data of its exporter getting compromised while complying the European Union's carbon border adjustment mechanism. तो एक नया mechanism European Union create कर रहा है, and that is what is called European Union's carbon border adjustment mechanism, that is called CBEM. So question can be asked to you in prelims exam, like carbon border adjustment mechanism, the term which is in the news recently, is associated with which one of the following organization? Clear? ऐसे क्वेश्चन पूछा जा सकता है. So here the answer will be European Union. So but इसकी वजह से क्या होने वाला है? What are the issues arising out of this CBAM? That the world's first system that imposes carbon emission tariffs on iron, steel, aluminum, and cement, among other such items imported into 27 nation bloc. मतलब यूरोपियन यूनियन एक 27 नेशन ब्लॉक है, और इस कंट्री में अगर कोई चीजें, ये सारी चीजें अगर इंपोर्ट की जाएगी तो उस पर टैक्स लगाया जाएगा। दैट इज व्हाट इज कॉल्ड एज यूरोपियन यूनियन कार्बन टैक्स। मतलब जिस भी कंट्री से ये आएगा यहाँ पर यूरोपियन यूनियन में, एंड इसके प्रोडक्शन के लिए, लाइक आयरन, स्टील, एल्यूमिनियम या सीमेंट अगर जो प्रोड्यूस किया जा रहा है, और इसके प्रोडक्शन के लिए अगर इफ कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड इज एमिटेड, देन उस पे टैक्स लगाया जाएगा। दैट इज व्हाट इज मेंशन्ड। सो इंडियन मैन्युफैक्चरिंग एक्सपोर्ट्स इन सेक्टर्स सच एज स्टील, ऑयल, रिफाइनिंग एंड सीमेंट align extremely favorably with global cost competitiveness benchmarks, and the concern flagged by Indian exporters pertain to sensitive trade secrets in these segments getting compromised. तो as per the Indian exporter, इन जो ट्रेड सीक्रेट्स है वो कॉम्प्रोमाइज हो जाएंगे, ऐसे उनका कहना है। सो जीएस पेपर 2 सेम टॉपिक, पॉलिसीज इन पॉलिटिक्स ऑफ डेवलप्ड एंड डेवलपिंग कंट्रीज and its impact on India's interest. So European Union, majority of the European Union countries are developed, और उनकी ये जो पॉलिसी है कार्बन टैक्स की, इस पॉलिसी की वजह से इंडिया के इंटरेस्ट पे यहाँ पर असर हो रहा है। So that's what you need to know. What is that policy? Carbon border adjustment mechanism, and it is going to impact on India's exporter, and it will be compromising certain trade secrets in these segments. That is what Indian exporters have raised their concern. All have understood what this issue is? Sagar, you got it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because of this one issue, our FTA is still going on, sir. Not complete fine.
Okay, so our
With
FTA has also been compromised.
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay, good. Now let's move to the next page. There was one question in this year's mains exam with respect to the electric vehicles. So please go and check it out. What is the question has been asked by UPSC 2023 mains exam related to electric vehicle. Now let's move on to today's editorial page. Okay, here there is one statement given by Uddhav Thackeray with respect to the yesterday's decision taken by Speaker. Speaker violated instructions of Supreme Court. Will fight this injustice. That's what Uddhav Thackeray had said. In this year mains exam also there was one question with respect to the role of Speaker or the role of presiding officer in maintaining the order in the house. तो उसको लेकर एक क्वेश्चन पूछा गया था इस साल के प्रीलिम्स एग्जाम में. So the role of Speaker both in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha as well as in legislative assemblies has become an issue in the last 4 to 5 years. The question has been already asked in this year's mains exam, but again you need to know, हो सकता है प्रीलिम्स एग्जाम में भी कुछ क्वेश्चन पूछा जाए with respect to this. So what is the role of speaker in parliamentary democracy? That's what you need to know as a UPSC aspirant. Now let's move on to the next page, today's editorial page. There's a bad weather report. Confirmation that 2023 was hottest year should lend urgency to decarbonization. What is decarbonization? Sagar?
यस सर, जो कार्बन हम इमिट करते हैं उसका जो एब्सॉर्ब करना सर.
Yes. So there is one question, that is carbon sequestration, जो इस साल के प्रीलिम्स एग्जाम में क्वेश्चन पूछा गया था. What is carbon sequestration and what are the ways through which the carbon is sequestered? That is what you can say. So 2023 has confirmed that it is one of the hottest year, and all the countries in the world they should meet urgently and for decarbonization efforts. So what are the ways through which the decarbonization efforts are done, that I will be discussing with you. And efforts to plug the gaps in renewable energy. So renewable energy जो होता है जिसमें कार्बन एमिशन बहुत कम होता है, उसको बढ़ाने की कोशिश करना चाहिए. दैट इज व्हाट इज एक्सप्लेन्ड हियर. जीएस पेपर 3 इश्यूज रिलेटेड टू ग्लोबल वार्मिंग. ग्लोबल वार्मिंग से रिलेटेड जो इश्यूज हैं उसको इस पे बेस्ड क्वेश्चन पूछे जाते हैं. तो रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी कैपेसिटी बढ़ाने के लिए ग्लोबल लेवल पे क्या कोशिश की जा रही है, एंड व्हाट आर द प्रॉब्लम्स एसोसिएटेड विद इट, लाइक व्हाई सम ऑफ द developing countries and underdeveloped countries like India, they are not able to move, or they are not able to ट्रांसफॉर्म द टेक्नोलॉजी, लाइक मोर क्लीनर टेक्नोलॉजी ट्रांसफॉर्म करने के लिए वो नहीं कर पा रहे. सो व्हाट आर द चैलेंजेस इन फ्रंट ऑफ द अंडर डेवलप्ड and developing countries for moving towards renewable energy resources? That is what is explained in last paragraph. So please read this article to understand what are the issues associated with decarbonization and efforts to plug the gaps in renewable energy technology, which are also called as cleaner technology. Now let's move on to the next page. Yes, here there is one news with respect article written by Arun Prakash, who was India's ex-admiral, Navy chief, that row with Maldives frames the need to flesh out Sagar as a tool for India's regional diplomacy. तो इंडिया की एक डिप्लोमेसी है, पॉलिसी है, which is called as Sagar. So Sagar is one of the India's diplomacy, or you can say जितने भी हमारे इंडियन ओशन में जो कंट्रीज हैं, लाइक श्रीलंका, मालदीव्स, इंडोनेशिया, बांग्लादेश एक्सेट्रा, उनके साथ में पॉलिसी बनाने के लिए या अच्छे रिलेशन बनाने के लिए हमने पॉलिसी किया था, which is called as Sagar. So I will be sending all the details to you in the notes today. So Sagar as a tool for Indian diplomacy को जो इस्तेमाल किया जा रहा था, उसको फ्लैश आउट करने की जरूरत है. That's what the Arun Prakash is saying. So this row between India and Maldives has necessitated for a new foreign policy. That is what is explained here. चाइना की एक पॉलिसी that is called as Pearl of Strings policy. तो ये पर्ल ऑफ स्ट्रिंग पॉलिसी को काउंटर करने के लिए ये सागर पॉलिसी को बनाया गया था बाय द इंडियन डिप्लोमेट्स. Let's move on to the next page. टेस्ट ऑफ बोथ साइड्स लिखा गया है. What is Israel and what is Palestine side? Both the sides have been written by two articles. तो अगर आपको समझना है तो you can read it by yourself. Now right hand side, सप्लाई चेन मैनेजमेंट को लेकर एक आर्टिकल लिखा है बाय विवेक देबरॉय. विवेक देबरॉय is I think advisor to the Prime Minister, economic advisor. So he has written an issue with respect to the logistics in India. Logistic का मतलब होता है supply chain issue in India. So he has given a lot of data here. If you have time, just read it out. In basic class, I will be explaining to you what are the issues associated with the supply chain management in India. So GS paper 3 topic, issues associated with forward and backward linkages and supply chain management. Now let's move on to the next article. Manipur issue is still not resolved completely. Conflict may escalate, and cookies as Biden hints at ST tag rethink. मतलब शेड्यूल्ड ट्राइब का जो टैग उन्हें जो दिया गया है वापस से सोचने की जरूरत है. दैट इज व्हाट इज hint given by the Manipur Chief Minister Biren Singh. So what is the issue between Meitei and the Kuki in Manipur that I have already discussed with you in detail earlier. But अभी आप बस ये ध्यान में रखना कि this is one of the important internal security issue in recent time. which has arisen in Manipur. स्नो लेपर्ड्स के बारे में एक आर्टिकल दिया गया है. स्नो लेपर्ड इज वन ऑफ द एंडेंजर्ड and the species which is on the verge of being extinct. So what is snow leopards and in which area they are found in India? That's what you need to check it out. So Darjeeling Zoo has now world's largest number of snow leopards in captivity. So there are two methods of conservation of endangered species, right, Sagar? What are those two methods of conservation of
ex
species?
situ conservation and in situ conservation.
Right. तो अब यहाँ पर जो दिया गया है that Darjeeling Zoo is now having world largest number of snow leopards in captivity. So it is in situ conservation or it is ex situ conservation? Yes, Sagar.
Which is sir?
अब ये यहाँ पर जो एक्सप्लेन किया गया है that Darjeeling Zoo is now has world's largest number of snow leopards in captivity.
सर अगर वो बाहर से ला के वहाँ पे छोड़ दिया तो वो एक्स सिटू हो सकता है सर. वहां से वहीं ओवर वो ग्रो हुआ तो इन सिटू हो सकता है.
ये जू में है. लाइक जू इज अ एग्जांपल ऑफ इन सिटू और एक्स सिटू.
सर इन सिटू कंजर्वेशन.
ठीक. Go and check it out. Zoo is a in situ or ex situ. ठीक है. Now let's move to the economy page.
Okay.
India is going to be a $5 trillion economy by 28. That's what the finance minister of India said. So $5 trillion economy by 28 हो जाएगा ऐसे finance minister ने कहा है. And pushing for sunrise sector. So what are sunrise sector? Any idea? Swapnil, which industries are called as sunrise industries or sunrise sector? Yes, Sagar, any idea about it? What sectors or which industries are called as sunrise industries or sunrise sector?
No sir.
Sunrise sector का मतलब होता है emerging sector. मतलब जो अभी जागता उगवता है उन्हें उगवणारे किंवा emerging sectors.
Yes sir.
जिनका फ्यूचर काफी अच्छा है, राइट? दैट इज व्हाट इज कॉल्ड एज सनराइज सेक्टर. लाइक सनराइज सेक्टर अभी हम कहेंगे लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल एआई टेक्नोलॉजी इज अ सनराइज सेक्टर और रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी इज अ सनराइज सेक्टर. बट जो फ्यूचर में ऐसे इंडस्ट्रीज जो बहुत ज्यादा ग्रो होने वाली है, such industries are called as sunrise industries. Got it? Or sunrise sector. So Indian government is pushing for the sunrise sector and इसकी मदद से हम 5 trillion economy बनेंगे by 28. That is what the India's finance minister said. So please read this whole article to understand that what are the initiatives taken by the government to make India a 5 trillion economy. As per Niti Aayog's CEO, Viksit Bharat is not just a dream, it is a possibility. What do you think, Sagar? क्या इंडिया विकसित भारत बन सकता है और नॉट?
यस सर बन सकता है, लेकिन वहाँ इतना एफर्ट भी लेना पड़ेगा सर और सेक्टर.
Okay. Okay. And what is the role of Niti Aayog in making India a Viksit Bharat? That also you need to know. GS paper 3 में topic है, that is economic planning in India and issues associated with the economic planning. So of course there are certain issues associated with the how to utilize our resources, how to make our growth inclusive, how to make sure that that growth is creating employment in India. All these things you need to know. And you also need to know what is the meaning of developed country. मतलब हम डेवलप्ड कंट्री बनना चाहते हैं या विकसित भारत हम बनना चाहते हैं, तो एग्जैक्टली डेफिनेशन क्या है उस चीज की. लाइक व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय अ विकसित भारत? इट इज आल्सो अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इश्यू. बट एनीवेज एज पर द सीईओ ऑफ द नीति आयोग, विकसित भारत ये एक सपना नहीं है, इसको हासिल किया जा सकता है. दैट्स व्हाट ही सेड. So please read this article to understand that how India can become a developed nation by 2047. Right? We have a target of 2047. Why 2047? कि 2047 तक हम विकसित भारत बनेंगे. So why 2047? Why the year 2047 is the target?
बिकॉज सर 2047 में हमारा 100 ईयर कंप्लीट हो जाएंगे सर इंडिपेंडेंस के.
Okay, ठीक है. So by 2047 तक इंडिया एक विकसित भारत बन सकता है. So that is what is mentioned here. So please read this article to understand how it could be achieved. Here it is mentioned that the vision encompasses various aspects of development, including economic growth, social progress, environmental sustainability, and good governance. तो ये सारे हमारे सिलेबस के टॉपिक्स हैं. तो इससे हम 2047 को क्या किया जाएगा, मतलब विकसित भारत बनाया जाएगा. नीति आयोग was entrusted with the task of consolidating 10 sectorial thematic visions into a combined vision for the Viksit Bharat 2047. सो नीति आयोग के वेबसाइट पर कैसे इंडिया 5 ट्रिलियन इकोनॉमी बन सकता है और कैसे विकसित भारत बन सकता है एक्सप्लेन किया गया है. वी कैन टेक ऑल दिस इंफॉर्मेशन एंड points so that you can be able to write the answer in mains exam. Indian startup companies got a challenging year in 2023. Many startup companies in India have collapsed. Many startup companies in India were facing some issues, but 2024 में क्या इन स्टार्टअप कंपनी को मदद हो सकती है, that is what is explained here. So the startup companies were struggling a lot in the 2023. One of the very famous startup companies has collapsed. It was also called as a unicorn company. Anyone remember, Sagar? We have already discussed about it. कौन सी सबसे बड़ी यूनिकॉर्न कंपनी थी इंडिया में, वो कोलैप्स हो गई है लास्ट ईयर. इट इज इन एजुकेशन सेक्टर.
सर बायजूस.
यस. सो देयर आर मेनी स्टार्टअप कंपनीज इन इंडिया जो पिछले साल में उन्हें प्रॉब्लम फेस हो रहा था. तो अब 2024 में क्या होगा, दैट इज व्हाट इज जस्ट एक्सप्लेन. ठीक है, दिस इज ऑल देयर इन द टुडेज इकोनॉमी पेज. नाउ लेट्स मूव टू द टुडेज एक्सप्लेन पेज. मालदीव्स रोज, व्हाट आर द 3 इंपॉर्टेंट इश्यूज. शुभजीत रॉय के जितने भी आर्टिकल्स होते हैं इंटरनेशनल रिलेशन से रिलेटेड, वो आपको देखना है. सो इंडिया मालदीव्स बायलैटरल रिलेशनशिप. सो मैंने बेसिक नोट्स शेयर किए हैं आपके साथ में. ही हैज एक्सप्लेन्ड इन डिटेल that what are the issues between India and Maldives bilateral relationship, like location and maritime security. This is again a very very important issue between India and Maldives bilateral relations. Location of Maldives is very much important for India. It is important for India's defense point of view, and China is also one of the important key issue between India Maldives bilateral relationship में. ये तीसरा कैरेक्टर यहाँ पर है. Now, education, economic dependence, like Maldives is dependent on India on its daily needs. Education is also dependent on India for economy. Then disaster में India ने उन्हें मदद किया है, and it is also providing security to the Maldives. So all these things, the Maldives is dependent on India, while India is dependent on Maldives with respect to its maritime security, our defense needs, and to counter the increasing Chinese influence in Indian Ocean. इंडियन ओशन में जो चाइनीज का जो इन्फ्लुएंस बढ़ता जा रहा है, उसको रोकने के लिए मालदीव्स की हमें जरूरत है. नाउ रिपब्लिक डे इज गोइंग टू बी सेलिब्रेटेड ऑन 26 January. So how Republic Day tableaus are selected? Some tableaus are put on the on 26 January. तो कैसे सेलेक्ट किया जाता है, that is what is explained. MSP से रिलेटेड आर्टिकल है, इनकम वर्सेस प्राइस सपोर्ट, प्राइस डेफिशिएंसी पेमेंट ऑप्शन फॉर MSP। MSP को जो इश्यूज है उसमें देखा हमने, देयर आर सर्टेन इश्यूज एसोसिएटेड विद MSP, so how this problem can be solved, that is what is explained by Harish Damodaran in this article। गवर्नमेंट फार्मर्स को प्राइस देना चाहिए या इनकम सपोर्ट देना चाहिए, दैट इज व्हाट इज डिस्कस्ड। सो व्हाट डू यू थिंक सागर, like the farmer should be given a minimum support price or their income should be increased?
सर देयर इनकम शुड बी इंक्रीज सर। एमएसपी से सिर्फ वही क्रॉप वो ग्रो करेंगे, अगर इनकम दिए गए तो उनको डाइवर्सिफिकेशन आ जाएगा सर क्रॉपिंग पैटर्न में।
Okay, ठीक है, but both the things has been explained here, that what are the pros and cons of both, you know, MSP support देना चाहिए या इनकम सपोर्ट देना चाहिए, that is what is explained in this article। So what are the positives of the direct income support to the farmer and MSP to the farmer, because you know MSP से क्या होगा, प्राइस सपोर्ट कैन हेल्प इन प्रोमोटिंग क्रॉप डाइवर्सिफिकेशन, मतलब किसी एक पर्टिकुलर क्रॉप को अगर हमें प्रमोट करना है तो हम उसका अगर MSP बढ़ाएंगे तो क्रॉप डाइवर्सिफिकेशन हो सकता है। क्रॉप डाइवर्सिफिकेशन इज अगेन वन ऑफ द इंपॉर्टेंट इशू, राइट
यस सर।
सागर? इंडिया में देखा है कि पिछले कुछ दिनों से देयर इज चेंज इन द क्रॉपिंग पैटर्न, सो क्रॉप डाइवर्सिफिकेशन के लिए प्राइस सपोर्ट इज इंपॉर्टेंट। फार्मर्स आर मोर लाइकली टू ग्रो पल्सेस, मिलेट्स एंड अदर nutrient and less water intensive crops than rice, wheat and sugarcane if they are assured of MSP on the farmer। Got it? अगर फार्मर को हमें पल्सेस, मिलेट्स और अदर न्यूट्रिएंट बेस्ड एंड लेस वाटर इंटेंसिव क्रॉप्स को अगर हमें एनकरेज करना है, then MSP could be the tool through which we can do that।
यस सर, जो पहले सिर्फ व्हीट और राइस
Got
को
it,
दिया
Sagar?
जाता। यस यस सर।
Yes, wheat, sugarcane and rice, ये जो रिसेंट जो क्रॉपिंग पैटर्न में जो चेंज हो गया है ना, मैक्सिमम फार्मर्स आर ग्रोइंग दिस, वो हो सकता है। Now how to guarantee, what should be the way of guarantee the MSP, that is also explained here, किस तरीके से किया जाए, process is also explained। Fine, so this is all there in the today's newspaper। I will be sharing you the notes of basic issues which have been discussed in the today's। Any doubts, any problems, Sagar?
नो सर।
चलिए, so have a good day to you, see you in the